Hi, good evening. Good to have you today. My name is Marvelous and welcome to my English learning today. Oh, it's always good to have you. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let's proceed with what I have here on the board. Well versus uh, good. We want to use the two words, okay? Of course, the two words looks very similar. They have a different way of using it. By the way, before we proceed, it's good to have a black coffee to make the class lively. Great. Wow, it looks hot and very strong. I wish you had it. Thank you. Okay, so we proceed with what we have here on the whiteboard, the word well and the word good. They look very similar, right? But they have a different way of usage. Okay, so for example, I have here a little explanation. Okay, the word good, of course, let me start with the word good. The word good is an adjective, okay, and what adjective does is to describe a noun, okay. An adjective are those words that describe a noun. What kind? Of course, Marvelous does something like this. How? What actions? He described four that the actions, okay, that the person in now performed, right? Then, in other hand, the word well is an adjective. Sorry, adverb, by the way, is an adverb, and what an adverb does is to describe a verb. An adverb are those words which you use to describe a verb. How does the action happen? It's slowly, right? It's faster. So we use an adverb to describe how an action happened. Then we use an adjective to describe how the actions, who perform the action, how does it perform it? Great. So let's proceed to what we have here on the board. I wish to take a coffee, by the way, but it's okay. We'll have it later. So we continue with what we have here on the board. The number one said, she speaks dash English. Remember, the word good is an adjective. And what does an adjective do? It describes a person, which is a noun, a place. Of course, I would say she speaks dash English. So what is qualifying this person? How does he speak the English? Right? How does Marvelous speak the English? So Marvelous speaks the English, right? So she speaks dash English. So what should be here among these two words? You have an idea? Oh, great. So what should be here is good. Perfect. She speaks good English. When you say something like this, come on, you're on point. That's great, man. We move further. So, number two, we have here, it says, dash speak, sorry, not that. She speaks English dash. What could be there? Remember, the word adverb it tells you how an action happened. Is it slowly? Is it bad? Right? So she speaks English good or well. What should you put there? Of course, she speaks English well. Great. Perfect. You do it. That's a good one. She speaks English well. Great. So we proceed to number three with John. Of course, I love the word John. John is a dash driver. John is a dash driver. So John is a good driver. Amazing. Remember John, this good is describing this now here called John. Okay, and this well describe these actions here. Remember that an adverb describes what this verb here. This is the action word. A verb is defined as an action word. I used to, when I was in school, my basic class back then, we used to tell that a verb is a doing word. What are you doing? What is Marvelous doing? Right? Great. So, and another thing here we have here, number 4, John drive dash. How does John, how does John doing? John drive good. Is it okay? No, that's wrong. Come on. So John drives well. Okay, John drives well. Remember, the verb here is the drive. What is John doing? And what is describing the action of John? Right? So John drives well. So this well describe further what John is doing. John drive, but how does he drive it? Is it bad? Is it good? Is it well? So of course, John drives well. Amazing. So these two words, they look similar, but they have a different system of usage. If good, of course, it's good for you to have a very broader knowledge about this, have a very good understanding of how to use it. Okay, of course, we're good to go. Good to have you, by the way. Then let me have my coffee. Thank you. Well, thank you. Bye bye.